Hi, welcome to Local Flavor. My name is Oystein Solberg, and we're at the Institute for Culinary Arts, where we're hanging out with Chef Michael Combs.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
All right, so what kind of fun shenanigans we got planned here today?
So we're going to do some braised lamb shanks, and particularly, I think we're going to do. So we're going to do a French version. Every country seems to have their own version of lamb shanks or shanks. It's a tough cut, but it's a delicious cut if you know how to break it down correctly.
People are just kind of used to steaks and like how just easy and convenient they are, which is good and dandy. But like a cut like this, like it just takes a lot more preparation. Like if you were to throw this on a grill, like you would be eating like a red rubber ball at the end. Like it's just
right. It needs moisture. I mean, usually moisture and heat to kind of break these down. These are money-making cuts, in my opinion. You know.
Totally.
And so, they do require a little bit. I mean, they definitely require more skill.
Yeah.
For sure, right?
But that's what we're here for, right?
That's what we're here. We're here to show you how to do them. Well, we'll get started because it does kind of a long process. So I'm just going to put a little oil in here, usually like a neutral oil, something I try to put in there.
So it's anything with like a high smoke point.
Exactly.
We're trying to get like a good sear on. Basically, what we're doing now, like it's starting to build the sauce, not necessarily just prepping the meat to get the meat done. Mm-hmm. Like you're really creating the base for the sauce itself, which, in my opinion, is one of the best part about braised meats.
That's right. It's one's the most important for sure.
Totally. Like so, if the pan is too hot, like you're going to get. It'll just burn, and you're not going to get the same foundation for the sauce. But you want to get like sticky bits, but not burnt bits.
And so we're going to lay these in here. The other, so as you see, also we're not using a non-stick pan. The reason why I don't like to use a non-stick pan either is because you develop more soups in there.
Yeah.
They get stuck to this pan because most people don't like using it because they do get stuck to the pan. When you But
here you want them to stick a little bit.
We want them to stick to the pan because we want all those brown bits and pieces that are in that pan because that's what makes this dish delicious. We're basically building all that. It's like a one-pot cookery typically is what it is.
Yeah.
And so it's home cooking, and we're building flavors layer by layer. So once it does break down, we're going to put a liquid in there, and you'll see what we do. It's like so this is a combination cooking. It's a combination of searing and then also like a stewing kind of.
Yeah.
But and so it's a combination of both things. It's a combination method, but what it's going to do is when we break it down, all that collagen and everything that's in these tough cuts, they go into the liquid, right? And they thicken the liquid. The liquid is going to be nice and thick, and we're not even going to add anything to it to thicken it. So we're getting this nice brown. See that really brown, really nice and brown? That's how brown we want it. Mm-hmm. The browner, the better. And the truth is, don't fool with it too much.
But like it's just kind of like gently like sizzling. Like it's not just. We're not building a speedboat. Like it's just super nice and slow.
The heat is not cranked up. It's crazy. It's probably medium high.
And we got the lamb shanks are looking phenomenal.
Yes.
So they're seared kind of on all sides. They're looking pretty darn happy.
So I'm going to put these guys in this pot here.
Yeah.
This is where we're going to finish our.
So that's Dutch oven, right?
It is. This is a Dutch oven. You can get some nice expensive ones out there, but you can also get some fairly inexpensive one. This is fairly expensive or inexpensive. So I don't need all this oil, so I'm just going to take a little bit of it out.
Just dabbing some of the excess?
Thank you, sir. Yeah, and so you can see I left some oil in there. And then you see those little brown bits and pieces. Those are the important little souks there, or fronds. And so that's where all that flavor is. So if you think about when you burn something even if you just burn something like especially milk or something, imagine how much flavor that imparts, that being burnt.
Yeah,
that's a lot. You can ruin something by just burning it a little bit.
Yeah.
So just imagine with these brown bits and pieces how much they will do as well, quite a bit.
It was basically just relying on the Maillard reaction, like where the sugars are kind of caramelizing and just getting stuck in there.
So we just kind of let that in there. And then one thing I like to do is, I don't have to necessarily do it now, but I'll put a little salt and pepper in there just to kind of layer a little bit of seasonings in there. The other thing it'll do is that salt will it will start to pull water out.
Yeah.
Well, it starts to pull water out, and so you get more flavoring, a little more caramelization.
So deglaze and kind of like cook up a little bit cleaner.
So typically, I mean, we would strain this out. I mean, really, like if you want to get really fine, as far as cooking, this would all just come out, or we could even, once you brown it and everything, we'll take these out basically, and then we'll strain them out, which is probably what will happen. Yeah. Which is what we'll do, and then we'll reduce it. I have made the mistake of reducing it with the vegetables before, and it got a little bitter on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it got a little bitter on me, so definitely I recommend taking them out before you start reducing your sauce and things. And so I will just put these tomatoes in here, a little acid as well.
So tomatoes and lamb are a super classical combination.
Yes, and
You
it gives
guys
it
been around
body too, and so
oh,
that's why we
yeah.
have this guy here
Yeah,
as well. So
little tomato paste funsies.
exactly, and that'll help thicken it as well.
Yeah,
But it gives it's sweet too, a little sweet taste to it, and it'll also it'll help brown up as well.
yeah. So a lot of people are kind of like afraid of tomato paste, or they don't necessarily know how to use it correctly. Because like a lot of people would just add it like raw tomato paste to a sauce or whatever it might be. But tomato paste, just the way it is, like it's kind of harsh, it's kind of metallic tasty, like it's not too pleasant.
No, it isn't. Like it really isn't. But it's an ingredient for sure.
Yeah, but like when you use it like this, when you get a little color on it, get a little cook on it, like it's gonna kind of mild it up a little bit. It kind of takes some of the harshness out, and it'll just be a little bit more palatable.
So we're gonna deglaze. So I'm gonna move this here so you can see all those
It
fawns.
just looks delicious.
And so if you're doing this, what I'm doing right here in one of these lodge pots, because you truly can, you can do it in all one pot,
Yeah.
pot cookery. That's traditionally how it's done. But these legs are a little large, for us, and we didn't want to crowd the pan.
Yeah.
But we still want to use this pan, which is typical of something that may happen at home.
But by cooking in there and deglazing it there, like you still get to kind of trap all the fun and trap all the flavorings like we've been building kind of through the searing and everything.
That's right.
So even if you sear it in here but cook it in there, like you're still not losing out on any of the flavor.
Nope. So what we're doing right here is we just harvested all the fawns, right? So now you can see they're all. And look at it's already becoming a little thick even.
Yeah.
With the tomato paste and those things, and look how it's becoming rich already. And so next we'll add we'll just add a little bit of stock to it.
Okay, so that's just regular veal stock?
This is veal stock. You can use beef stock, beef broth, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Lamb stock if you like that flavor too. Yeah, and so basically this is pretty much what we'll do.
Just gonna bring it up to a little simmer fun.
Yep, and so what we'll do then we'll add this liquid in there. But so when we do that, we'll add this liquid in there. I'll see if I can show you. So I typically don't like to cover them all the way.
Because you only want to go about like halfway up on the meat or so. Because it's not stewing, like it's braising. So it's like it's kind of like, if it's completely covered, like it's going to be like stewing or boiling. Like it's not going to be much different.
Then you'll see that there.
But now like the top is just steaming, and you're going to get way more intense flavor as well. It's not going to dilute quite as much.
So we're thinking about 325 for about 2.5 hours, right?
Yeah, 2.5 to
Even we
2.5
could do
to
longer.
4, kind of depends.
Yep. We'll pop these in here. So the important thing about braising is don't braise the crap out of them to a point where it dries out. Because even though you cook something in a liquid like that, it can be dry if you overcook it. It should be fork tender, pulling away from the bone, but not where everybody says, that's the one thing that bothers me when it says it's falling off the bone. If it's falling off the bone, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
want to be right before falling
exactly
off the
right
bone.
before being
Yeah.
right before falling off the bone. So you don't want it falling off the bone like everybody says. You want it right before that.
Yeah.
That way there's still collagen in there. There's still some fat in there. So
And it's still texture.
And it's still texture.
Like
yeah.
we're not making baby food. Like
Exactly.
we're making, like we got teeth. We got our shanks out of the oven. They've been doing their wonderful magic little delicious thing.
Ooh, look at that.
Ooh.
Steam.
Like you see him like pulling back from the bone. Like, oh, that looks beautiful. Oh, like it's barely holding on.
Yeah, it is barely
it
holding
looks
on.
Beautiful.
Yep, it's barely holding on. So you'll see you see that?
Like it just pulls apart just by goodwill and luck alone.
And then you can also see there's still connective tissue on there. You see that?
Yeah.
That's
it's
absolutely
gorgeous.
perfect right there. I'm not just saying that, but it really is perfect. It came out perfect. We got lucky.
All right, so while you're going fishing over there, we put together a little polenta here. So this is just cornmeal that we cooked in a little bit of chicken stock and a little bit of milk. So the general ratio when making a polenta like this is about like 5 to 1. So 5 parts liquid to 1 part polenta, and by the time that cooks, it's going to swell and kind of turns into this wonderful little kind of porridgey looking type thing.
There you go, chef.
Oh well, thank you, kind sir. So I'm not gonna go dainty or nothing. I'm really just gonna like this is like filthy food.
And this is 1 serving. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
This
is just for me. Right, so it's just like.
That's a pretty rich dish right there, but it's a beautiful, perfect winter dish, which you'll probably see this probably around that time anyway, right?
Oh yeah.
A lot of these things are in the winter too, so.
We need to eat all of this.
Yeah, looks great.
So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Chef Combs, for helping out and dancing around. And it's been too long. Like, it's been way too long. It's
been a year.
We need to do more of this. Awesome. But thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys will dabble in the braising. Like now that you guys kind of see kind of the process, like it's really not intimidating at all. Like it's really quite straightforward. And
it's like that for everything too.
Totally.
The braise, it's
Yeah.
a method. You just learned a new method. Use that method on anything braising.
Yep. It's perfect. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
And you guys keep on cooking.
See ya.